can we talk a little bit about how you see purpose? Because I think I mentioned earlier how previous generations, you know, they didn't really think about purpose a lot. It was, whether you're talking about the greatest generation, um, or the generation after that, the boomers a little bit, but for the most part, it was get a job in the factory, um, you know, become part of the middle class a dream and live your life out.
Yeah.
But now, students are, you were talking about motivation earlier, some of the work that Daniel Pink did. There's a different type of motivation for how students see their lives unfolding. And I think you really opened up a can of worms when you talked about purpose. Can you just mention a little bit about how you see purpose playing a role?
Yeah, I think everyone needs a reason for being. Everyone needs that trigger that gets them out of the bed in the morning and to get excited to go out and contribute to the world. And shortly ago, I did some research on the Japanese philosophy of ikigai. And so, for everyone listening, if you're not familiar with this, open up your web browser. Well, not if you're driving or on the elliptical, but if you're in front of your computer, go and open up your web browser and do a search for ikigai, Ikigai. And if you do a Google image search for ikigai, you're going to see this Venn diagram of overlapping colors. Yep, you got it. It's the four circles. And here's what it asks. It says, hey, identify these four things. What do you love? What do you love to do? What drives you? What are you good at doing? And that's a very different question, right? There might be some things you love to do that you're just mediocre at. And so there's kind of a self-reflective point about understanding, what you could do a profession versus what is you're passionate about, right? So the first question, what do you love? The second of four questions is what are you good at? The third is what can you get paid for, right? What's a labor market reality of what someone will pay you to do? And the fourth question is what does the world need? What are the problems out there the world needs you to solve? And when you can find something that's the intersection of all four of those things, and that's when your personal mission, your vocation, your profession, and your passion, and all those things meld, that's your ikigai. That's your reason for being. That's your reason for getting up in the morning. And that's your purpose, regardless of your job title, regardless of your current educational attainment or trajectory. If you can find that sweet spot. And what I've found is in my journey and in others, when people are in a job or in between jobs, and if they feel that they're either undervalued or underemployed, or if they feel some uncertainty, or if they feel emptiness or uselessness, it's often because they're hitting three of those four marks, but they're missing one. It's not the whole package. They might have a job and it pays well, but they're not good at it. Or they might be good at something and they love it, but they're not solving any problem the world needs. And they feel absolutely useless moving paper from the inbox to the outbox. And so I think helping a student find their purpose, finding their why, finding their ikigai, that is actually the solution for decreasing the high school dropout rate, increasing the college going rate, increasing the amount of students that then get a job in their field of choice. And it'll slow the amount of churn that we have in the private sector and in industry in their 20s and 30s. I read recently, Ahmad, there are more professionals in their 30s that are changing their career, moving back in with mom and dad than ever before, because they did what society told them to do. They did what their high school counselor told them to do. They did what their parents told them to do. And they graduated from high school, got a 4-year degree and got a job. And they wake up a decade later and realize this is not anything in line with who I am or what I want to do. And they hit the reset button. And that is disastrous, not only for themselves, maybe financially, but also then for the company and for the well-being of our economy. So I think the earlier we can have really honest conversations about one's purpose and their ikigai, I think the more successful not only in educational institutions will be, but individual humans will be in really finding contentment and satisfaction in the world of work.